Hello again, friends. It's so great to see you. If we haven't met yet, my name is Mrs. Fithian, and I'm really glad that you're here. Today, our forest friends are at it again. They're preparing for a picnic, counting out some sweet treats, but they run into a few problems, like usual. Thankfully, Marvin Mouse is back again today to the rescue. By the end of today's lesson, you will use a new strategy called the Make 10 strategy to help us solve some math problems. Get comfy. Enjoy today's story, Forest Friends Picnic Preparation. One bright morning in the forest sun, Marvin planned a picnic filled with fun. But first, our supplies must be shared. Let's use our skills to be prepared. Sally Squirrel jumped up, her basket at her side. How many berries? I'll count with pride. Marvin smiled and said, 10 berries will do. We'll use the Make 10 strategy and solve it too. Sally picked 9 berries. How many more do I need? Marvin thought for a moment and said, just 1 indeed. 9 is just 1 away from 10. So add 1 and our task is done again. Sally nodded. Ah, yes, I see. 9 plus 1 is 10. This is easy as can be. Well done, said Marvin with a big happy grin. Now let's keep going. It's time to begin. Next, Robert Rabbit hopped over so free. I'll gather apples from this big tree. I have 9 apples and 6 more to find. How many apples will I have when combined? Marvin thought for a second, then said with a smile, let's break the 6 apart just for a while. Take 1 from the 6 and add it to 9. Then you'll have 10, which is mighty fine. Robert Rabbit did as he was told. Now he had 10 and felt so bold. Next, add the 5 left from the 6, and we'll have the 15 total. That's the fix. 10 plus 5 equals 15, Robert said so sure. Making 10 makes it so much easier. Marvin responded, oh, now I see how breaking numbers apart is the key. Now we're ready for our picnic. It's time to eat. We'll enjoy our fruits, and it will be sweet. The friends all gathered in their spot. Their food was all there. They brought a lot. With berries, apples, and leaves in line, they were ready to feast, and the day was fine. As they sat down to eat, they all gave a cheer, for counting made it perfectly clear. Thanks to the Make 10 strategy, their task was complete, and they learned that math can make everything sweet. The end. Goodness, those friends are great at solving problems with math, and they knew to use their learned math strategies to help them with today's troubles. Do you remember what the name of the strategy is that they learned today? Yeah, good listening. It was the Make 10 strategy. Do you remember some of the food that they had today? Yep, they had berries, apples, and leaves. Okay, now which one is your favorite? Don't say leaves. Yeah, okay, apples are my favorite. And actually, a really silly fact is I eat an apple every single day. I've done it for a couple years. I love it. They're so good. All right, so we're going to look closely at some math problems today from the story. But first, we're going to do a little warm-up with apples. So listen to my word problem. Mrs. Fithian, that's me, has 6 apples on a plate. Some of the apples roll off. 4 apples are left. How many apples rolled away? Now, I'm going to have you listen one more time, but I actually brought some apples with me. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing in my story. And I think I actually left 2 apples way over here, so I'm going to grab them. Okay, now we're ready. So Mrs. Fithian has 6 apples on a plate. Okay, you can count them with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of the apples roll off. 4 apples are left. Let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I had 6 apples on my plate. Some rolled away, and there are 4 left. So we can decide how many rolled away. Either you saw me because I moved them, or we can use our fingers. So let's start with what we had, which was our total. That was 6. So hold up 6 fingers. Now, how many do I have left? I have 4 apples left, so I want to leave up 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to leave those up and put the others down. How many fingers did we just put down? Right, 2. Okay, so we are going to pull these apples back over. I'm going to show you. 2 is exactly what had rolled away. Now I have a little challenge for you. Okay, look at these 2 number sentences. Which one represents or shows what happened in my story? Yeah, right. 6 minus 2 equals 4. But why is it this one? Yeah, this one shows that the change, what happened is we took away 2. That was the 2 apples that rolled away. It also shows that the 6 is what we started with. That's how many apples were on the plate at the beginning. And 4 is what was left. Good job. Now, we are going to go to my story one more time. Okay, Mrs. Fithian has 6 apples on her plate. Some of the apples roll off. 4 apples are left. How many apples rolled away? Now I want to show you something else. Look right here at what I've added. 6 minus something equals 4. If you've been with me in previous lessons, we've been talking about number sentences. But this is actually called an equation. Can you say that? Equation. Very good. An equation is like a number sentence, but it's a little different because we can use this symbol, today it's a gray box, to show that a number is unknown or missing. All right? So here the gray box means that there is an unknown in my story. We didn't know how many apples had rolled away. It just said some. So this box here represents some, right? We used math, a few different strategies to figure out what it was, but that is what that stands for. So you will notice today we are using some of these equations instead of a number sentence. All right, let's get back into the story. So the first part's pretty easy. We've been doing this for a while now. Sally picked 9 berries. How many more do I need? Marvin thought for a moment and said, just 1 indeed. 9 is just 1 away from 10. So add 1 and our task is done again. Pretty simple. We've been doing this with a number path, counting on our hands, but what we want to really find in this story is the make 10 strategy. So let's go a little further. Next, Robert Rabbit hopped over so free. I'll gather apples from this big tree. I have 9 apples and 6 more to find. How many apples will I have when combined? Now listen closely. Marvin thought for a second, then said with a smile, let's break the 6 apart just for a while. Take 1 from the 6 and add it to 9. Then you'll have 10, which is mighty fine. This is where we are seeing the make 10 strategy. So what is happening here is that we are actually breaking apart our first number. Here is the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6 we're talking about here. And here is the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, in the make 10 strategy, we are wanting to make a 10 because that's an easy number to add with. It's kind of a friendly number. So what we're saying here in the story, what Marvin is telling us, is we can break apart that 6 by taking one of them and bringing it up here to make a group of 10. So we're going to rearrange some things, and I'm going to show you on the next page what we do from here. We borrowed the 6. We borrowed 1 from the 6 to bring it to the 9 because 1 and 9 make 10. All right, so let's look. Now, this is our reorganized group. I'd like to read the page, but just know that this is the same set of apples. We just reorganized it to make it easier. Robert Rabbit did as he was told. Now he had 10 and felt so bold. Next, add the 5 left over from the 6, and that's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll have the 15 total. That's the fix. Now we're going to find out where he got 15 in just a minute. 10 plus 5 equals 15. Robert said so sure. Making 10 makes it so much easier. So he's exactly right. When we were trying to add 9 and 6, you can do that. You're pretty smart, but we might use a different strategy. When we make a friendly number using 10, we use the make 10 strategy. It's much easier to look here and see this is 10. Ooh, you can't see that. How about this one? This is 10, and this is 5. It's a little easier to say, I know 10, 5 more is just 15, all right? Also, I think it's really important to remember that every strategy we talk about may not work for you. I've told you several times I'm a visual learner. I like to draw a picture almost every time because it helps me. Is it the quickest thing? No, but it works for me. You may love the Make 10 strategy, and I hope that you do. We're going to practice it a little bit more, but you may like something else that we do later. All right. So let's take a look at some more apples. Now, actually, I need to show you one thing, and I apologize. I need to go back. I said we'd check this, and I forgot. We need to check and make sure that 9 plus 6 was 15. We already know that 10 plus 5 was 15. We saw it here. But I want to go back one more page. Just to make sure that Mrs. Fithian isn't being crazy, let's count the apples and see if we still have 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I feel a little bit better now. It's always good to double check. So it didn't matter if we had 9 plus 6 or if we had 10 plus 5. Both of those gave us 15. All right, now we're ready to go on. So we are going to do another problem, but I'm going to pull in something that we used before, which was our number path. You may know it as a number line or a number path. So we're going to do a few more of these. So first of all, let's count what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we want to add our second group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to add plus 5 equals something, some number here. All right, now I could just go ahead and count all those apples, or I could count on my fingers, but I really want to use that make 10 strategy and see if it's easier. So in my brain, I'm thinking, I'm going to take this 7. 7 is closer to 10 than 5, so I'm just picking 7, okay? So I'm going to start with 7 and see how many hops I need to get to 10. So you can count with me as I hop. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I need 3 more to get to 10. So what I'm going to do is borrow 3 from my group of 5. So I'm going to take these guys here and bring them down to put them in this group and make a group of 10. I've just made 10. Now, this becomes 10 plus, how many are left? 1, 2. If I start here 10 and go 2 more, 1, 2, I get to what number? 12. You're right. Now, that's a lot of drawing. You won't need that every time as we practice, but that's just to show you so you can see visually what we're doing. Just to check, like I said, let's go back and let's just count these apples as if we were doing this a few days ago and see if we still get 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whew, we're right. Okay? Let's do this again. This time, I asked Robert Rabbit to help us out. Whew, it's a lot of rabbits. All right. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to count our first group, see what we might need to borrow from the second group to make a group of 10, because that's easier, and count from there. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have, where should I write this? How about up here? 8. Let's see how many we want to add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 6 equals some number we're about to find out. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to find out how many more we need to make a group of 10. Now, we said we were starting with 8. Here's our 8. Let's see how many more we need to make a group of 10. 1, 2. All right, so I need to borrow 2 of these bunnies or rabbits. So I'm going to take these guys right here, and they're going to come over into our new group. All right? When we have them reorganized, we have a group of 10 rabbits, and we have how many left? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? So that means I'm going to make 4 more hops from this 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what number did we land on? 14. Very good. So 8 plus 6 is 14. Okay? So erase all that. Let's count them just to make sure one more time. Here we go, a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that is what we said. Great job. Okay, I have one more with a picture, and then we're going to take that picture away and see if we can apply what we've learned to just numbers. So this time we have acorns. Oh, poor Sally Squirrel. She's always losing these. So let's see if we can help her out here. All right. What are we going to do first? Yeah, we got to count those groups. Okay, so let's count the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's write it down here. 6. Okay, let's count our second group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 5 equals some number we're about to find out. Okay, now what do? We know how many we have in each group. Yeah, I did hear someone say we could count on our fingers. We totally could. That would work. If I wanted to use the make 10 strategy, what would I do? Yeah, I'm going to take this 6 because 6 is closer to 10 than 5, and I'm going to figure out how many more do I need to get to 10. So if I start with 6, let's count our hops and see if we can get to 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4 more. Okay, now what do? Yep, we go over here and we borrow 4 of these acorns. So let's take these 4 and we're just going to bring them over here to this group. And now we have a group of 10. We made our 10. How many acorns do we have left? 1. All right, so if I'm at 10 and I'm going to go 1 hop, what number did I just land on? 11. Someone already knew that. I just heard someone say 10 plus 1 is 11, and you're exactly right. Okay, so what I did is I borrowed from this group to make a nice group of 10, a friendly number, and then added my last one. You know me, I'm still going to check. So let's go through and count these and see if we still get the same number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Awesome job. We made 11. Okay, now we are going to take away the pictures. This part gets a little scary, okay, but we can do it. This time we have our equation, 7 plus 6. Remember, it's an equation because I have something that's unknown, okay? This time it's the total. I don't know what the answer is going to be. 7 plus 6. Now, I could draw a picture, but that defeats the purpose of what we're doing. We want to just deal with the numbers. So I have 7 and 6. First, let's stick with the number path. I'm at 7. What do I want to do? Yeah, I got to get a group of 10. That's going to make it so much easier. So let's see how many I need to get to 10. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, here's what we're going to do with the numbers. I need to borrow some from my 6, but I didn't draw a picture this time. So what I'm going to do is break apart my 6. This is going to look similar to the number bond we did a few days ago if you were with me for that. And I'm going to take out 3. The reason I put a 3 there is because that's how many hops I need to give to the 7 to get us to 10, okay? Now, before I can do anything else, I need to know what I have left. If I have 6 things and I take away 3, how many do I have left? Now this one I am going to draw a picture so you can kind of visualize what we're doing, and then we'll practice some more. So in my 6, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I just said I want to give 3 of those to the 7, so I'm going to get rid of 3. How many do I still have left? 3. If you wanted to check yourself, you could say 3 plus 3 equals 6, and you'd be right, okay? So if this makes my group of 10, and this now became a 3, what is 10 plus 3? We have 10. We're going to go over 3 more, and we get to 13. So we could fill this in, and this would be a 13. All that behind the scenes work to get us to 13. Okay? Thank you for hanging with me. We're going to do a couple more of these, and then we'll move on. Okay? This one is 3 plus 8. Now, in my mind, it's going to be easier to work with the 8 because 8 is closer to 10 than 3. Okay? So I need to know how many I need to borrow from my 3 to get to 10. So if I'm at 8, let's count. 1, 2. I need 2 from here. So I'm going to break this apart. I'm going to put 2. And 3 take away 2 is what? Well, this time I'm going to use my fingers instead of drawing a picture. I have 3. I want to take away 2. How many do I have left? Just 1. So I'm going to put 1 right here. All right. So the 8 and the 2 gives me my 10. How many do I have left to add? 1. That's right. So if I go from 10 over 1 more, what's my answer? 11. Good job. See, we're getting quicker. It's good. All right, we have 1 more of these. And let's change colors just for fun. Okay, so here we go. 9 plus 6. I have 9 and I have 6. Which one's closer to 10? That's right, the 9. So I'm going to stick with that one. So if I want to get from 9 to 10, how many hops do I have? Just 1. All right, so I need to take a 1 from this 6. And how many do I have left? Yeah, that's right. Okay, I have 5 left. If I have 6 and I take 1 away, 5. So this would be a 5 here. Now I'm going to make my 10, which is the 9 and the 1, gives me a 10, and I have 5 to add to it, which is what? That's right. You knew that before I did the hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives me 15. All right? If you need to stand up and stretch, go ahead and do it. That's a lot of math. Okay, but you guys did great. Now, one more thing that we can do, and we're going to use a different type of number path. If you'll notice, my number path before went from 1 to 20. This one I needed to go a little bit higher, so I just snipped some number paths and put them together. So this one starts at 11, good job, and takes us all the way to what? 30. Awesome. Now, using a number path can also be helpful when we want to see patterns or related problems. So let's look at a few together. You just told me a slide or two ago that 9 plus 6 equals 15. We just figured that out. We made our 10 and solved from there. But what if we try 19 plus 6? See what we did? We have a 1 in front of our 9. Okay? So we're using some different 10s here. A 9 is always 1 away from 10. 9, 10. So what can we apply from what we already learned to answer 19 plus 6? So if 9 is 1 away from 10, 19 is 1 away from what group of 10? Yes, good job. 19 is just 1 away from 20, right? You see where I'm going here? Okay, so we can still take 1 from our 6 because we're still making a group of 10, but this time it's not just 10, it's 10, 20. So if we take this 1 and add it to our 19, what do we get? Yeah, 20. We just said that. So 20, we still have to add what's left. Whoops, and I forgot to put that up there. But you're so smart. You knew that was a 5. 1 and 5 is our 6. So 20 plus 5 gives us 25. And if you needed to see it here, we had our 20. We knew we were still going to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25. If you're lost, it's okay. We're going to do another one. All right? So, same idea. You told me a few problems ago that 7 plus 6 is 13. So what we're going to do here is see, okay, if that's true, then what is 17 plus 6? We know that 7 was 3 away from 10. We said 7, 8, 9, 10, which means 17 is 3 away from what? Right, 20. Here's 17. We want to get it to the nearest 10. 1, 2, 3 takes us to 20, okay? So we're going to split up our 6, just like we did before, to 3 and 3. Good. 17 plus 3 gives us how many? Yeah, 20. And then we still need to add our final 3. You could count on 20, 21, 22, 23, or you could do 3 more hops from here. 1, 2, 3, and it gets you 23. All right, getting a little easier? Okay, we've got one more. Oh my gosh, we don't, but that looks cool. We don't. I thought I put another one in there. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, an at-home activity. Okay, so I'm going to move my apples. I'm going to be eating one of these soon. All right, to do this, you need an adult's help, unless you can do it on your own, and that's fine too, to draw a number path. Now, I'm going to show you mine real quick. I wanted a number path to 20. So what I did is I just took 2 pieces of construction paper, and I'm going to have them together. You could tape them if you want. I didn't do that. So on my first one, I have from 1 to 10. And on my second one, I went from 11 to 20. Now, it's okay if you can't really see that right at the moment. You just need to know I have a number path to 20. So what you're going to do is have someone help you make your number path with the numbers on it. Then you need to take some cards or little strips of paper. I just used index cards that I had at home and cut them up. You could use an envelope, strips of paper, doesn't matter. And I put numbers on them from 1 to 9. Okay, so we're going to shuffle those up, put these all on the table, and here's what you also need a marker. Not a writing marker, but something to hold your place. You could use a cotton ball, a penny. I have this little toy that I borrowed from my kids. So I'm going to use this as my marker or something to mark my spot. So what you want to do, you can play this game alone, or you could have someone play with you. I'm going to pick a card. So I picked 8. So on my number path, I'm going to find 8, and I'm going to put my little cat marker on 8. Now I want to know how many more hops would I need to get to 10. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up just a little bit here. So if I'm on 8, how many little hops would this cat have to make to get to 10? Oh yeah, easy. You're a pro at this now, right? 1, 2, okay? How about if I was on 8 and I wanted to get to 20? What would we do? Yeah, that's a little harder. For this one, if you can't quite do that in your head yet, it's okay. You can actually count. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When you play this game, you're going to start to see patterns between I had 2 hops to get to 10, but I had 12 hops to get to 20. I want you to think about that and what that means. Play this game over and over and see if you can figure it out, okay? We may revisit that next time. Either way, try this out with your family or friends and really enjoy the math. Guys, I'm so glad that I could spend time with you today. I hope you enjoyed our math adventure. I loved getting back in the story with our forest friends. I loved learning a new strategy with you, and I really just love hanging out with you. So don't forget to try this at home. Show them how much you've learned. Have fun, be safe, keep learning math, and I'll see you later.